about 24 across, 12'6" long. Hey, all right, today's project, I got my Ford 1720. I put the chains back on. I got my Farmi winch and the forks. And what we're doing is we're gonna try to get ahead of this ash before it all dies. The Emeral Ash Borer just got here not too long ago, and we're starting to see a little bit of sign from it. So I've been advised by quite a few people, just cut it now while it's still alive. This one, that's a pretty big tree. I think it's about 24 across at the base. So my 20-inch bar on my 562 XP, I had to cut from both sides. So my notch wasn't perfect, but it is what it is. So now I'm gonna go down and get the rest of those from that. I have a whole bunch of them in here that I have to cut, and most of them are pretty big, so that's good for me. The bigger ones, I'm cutting them to 12'6". They will be saw logs. Yeah, they're beautiful wood. It's not, it does have some discoloration towards the heartwood, but they're in really good shape. So I'm gonna take them while I can. So here we go. I got a little more to do. Of course, there's always more to do. This hitch is going to be all firewood, the tops. Let's see, there's quite a bit there. I'm going to lose that one. I don't care. I'll drag these three out. I just hitched those two together and put them in my slider, and then I have that one done. hill right along that crest right there, that's probably 30 feet higher than I am right now. So I'll set up the camera and show you when I gotta winch it up. So I'm gonna drop the logs right kind of along here. I'll drop the logs there, and then I will move up to the top and then winch them up. So one quick thing, if you are not familiar with the way that these Farmi winches work, you turn on your PTO. When your PTO is spinning, PTO shaft is spinning, you pull this rope and it engages the clutch down in there, which engages the drum, which pulls the cable. And once you get it tight, you pull this other string right here, and there's a little cam in there, and that locks it so that there's tension on the cable. So all I have to do is turn on the PTO, pull this rope, and it will unlock because it'll take the strain off it. And then I could drive to the top of the hill and then just pull again. I won't have to get off and unhook the chains from the tree. You can see the PTO is now engaged. Now if I pull this, it'll just release and let go. So now the cable is loose and I could drive to the top. Now, so I have the PTO engaged, parking brake is on, throttle's set low. You can see my cable goes. I have 165 feet of cable on this, so that's about, I'd say that's probably 75 feet away, maybe 80 feet away, a little bit more. So it will definitely pull it up here, and there's no way I would have made it up that hill right there without the chains on. So here we go. There's always a risk of the machine flipping over backwards, so you have to be quick and release it in case it got hung up, but there's nothing to get hung up on right here. See, because I pulled that other one, now it's locked. The cable's nice and tight, so I can just drive off. All right, I'm gonna push this out of the way and then we'll go back and cut another one. All right, this ash right here is, it's hard to see, but it's got a lot of branches on this side. I'm gonna use some wedges. I'm gonna drive that, see if I can get it to fall. If it falls right down through here, it'll be fine. There's a dead balsam in there. There's a couple poplar in there. It's fine. I'll just see if I can do that. little sketchy, but I had to make a couple wedges because the wedges that I've only got 2 of them, and one of them is broken, so I had to drive this little one. I hate these ones, but anyway. And then the ash, I just cut that, make a couple wedges. That always is a good deal. But it landed exactly where I pointed, right? There's a dead ones right there. Good. That's a biggie. Kind of an ugly looking cut, but I don't care. Now we gotta get it out. Two and a half inches across. And this one is that one is about 13 feet long, and that one's about 25. So that's pretty decent load for a little 26 horsepower tractor. Alright, I'm going to kind of call it there for today. The old Ford's doing good. Okay, so these saw logs, I do have a log buyer, and these logs are going to be pretty clean. So I'll call the log buyer, have him swing by. Got to get him up to the road. But here, just in, I don't know, about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, I got, a decent pile. On that side, the firewood I'm going to come back and get, but there's some decent saw logs there. I mean, I think the smallest one is probably 12 across, but it's got a little thing. I might turn that into firewood, but they're decent, and they don't have the staining from the Emeral Ash Borer yet, so that's good. Bells. They have big bells on them where they flare out to the ground. So that's it for today. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do later, so I'm gonna keep working for a little while. But yeah, that's it. A little tractor logging. I love it. It's a lot of fun, and it's January 18th, 17th, 18th. I don't know. And it's 32 degrees out. Beautiful, beautiful weather. So beautiful cherry right here, and another decent sized ash over there. That's not huge. That's probably 18, 19 across, but it leans this way. So I'm actually going to hook a snatch block and pull on it and drive wedges at the same time to get it to fall. I want it to fall that way, but it is definitely leaning up the hill. So it leans bad that way. So thank you for coming by. Appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Later.